Welcome everyone to the Sci-Fi Queens podcast, where we celebrate all things sci-fi. If you are new here to our channel, we ask that you click that notification and subscribe bell because you'll know when our next episodes are coming up. If you want to support our channel, just go to our website that's scrolling at the bottom of the screen, sci-fi-queens.net. You'll find information on the queens, on our episodes, and also, you're going to find information on our next adventures, Sci-Fi Queen in Espanol, and all of those episodes coming up soon. Tonight, we are going to continue with our Black History celebration. And we're going to be talking about Black love in sci-fi. Ooh, yes. And with us today, we have our beautiful queens, the queens of the nerds, Tiffany.
Hello,
We
everybody.
we have the queen of darkness, Sarah. And we have the wonderful, the amazing Mel, author extraordinaire. How are you doing, Mel?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
So today is the day before Valentine's Day. So I need to be nosy. Who's doing what, when, and where? Any Valentine's Day plans for the lovely ladies on our panel?
No.
I'm gonna make me and Leah a tort, but we're not. Me and Devin aren't doing anything. It's gotta work.
Yes. I
But
love
me and the
that.
kid are gonna have chocolate
beautiful.
cake. So
That
that's
is
good.
beautiful. Chocolate cake anytime.
I
How
love
about you, Mel? Any plans for Valentine's Day tomorrow?
I plan to pamper myself and actually take care of myself and not take care of anyone else except for maybe my son,
I
but he
love
takes
it.
care of himself. So
self-love.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
Self-love.
Me and
That's
Kayla are
right.
here. Self-love.
Yes.
Well, I have
Self-love.
a dance social tomorrow. They do them once a month
Ooh.
at the dance studio. That I am learning how to do Brazilian souk, and tomorrow we do have a dance social. So I will be doing that tomorrow night. And dragging myself to Muay Thai the next day.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've done that before. One eye open.
I love it.
Yes, but we're going to be talking about the great loves in science fiction. And we are going to dive right into it. But I wanted to ask the Queen of the Nerds if she wanted to share anything before we started. Maybe some Black History Month facts. Anything you want to share with us before we begin? Or should
Okay.
we just jump in?
Well, I just wanted to say that, although we're talking about Black love today, it's really about the Black leading lady, because without them giving us a chance to be a leading lady or being a woman who's, in the front of the show as a main character or as
Yeah.
a side main character, anyone who's important to the plot of the show, there would be no Black love.
That's right.
So, and I think a lot of the ones that we're going to
Absolutely.
highlight tonight, the women are an integral part to the plot of the shows. So it's about the female main
Absolutely.
character.
Absolutely. And even
Mhm.
though we don't have segments, I do want to just kind of put in a little sprinkle that if you are looking for a wonderful fantasy to read that features Black characters, beautiful Black characters with some seriously beautiful artwork, you need to go read Finders Keeper, The Age of Apophis by Kawan Smith and Maurice Myers. Okay.
Mhm.
They are amazing writers, and they have written this beautiful book. And I'm featuring them on mine. I love them. They, you know what? They're an example of brotherly love, of Black brotherly love. You
Love it.
guys, I'm telling you, they're beautiful. They're coming on the show. Don't worry about it. We're gonna announce it. They're coming on the show. They're coming on the last day of Black History Month that we celebrate. Yeah, that's right. Your girl hooked it up. That's right. But we're gonna go right into my favorite. I wonder why I wonder why they're my favorite. Let's bring it on. Let's bring it on.
I knew it.
You
Hmm.
know we gotta start with him.
I
Come
knew it.
on now, people. You know we gotta start with Benjamin Lafayette Cisco and Cassidy Yates, the captains of all captains. And I'm going to let our guest begin to talk about this couple, what you learned from them, what you saw, how they made you feel. Um, we're going to start with Mel, then we're going to go to Sarah, and then with Tiffany. So, Mel, take it away. Begin us with the Benjamin and Cassidy love.
I saw a lot in the 90s of black romance or couples that were both intelligent and had authority, but not like this one where it was a sci-fi element where Cassidy is a captain of her own and
Mm-hmm.
she doesn't have to be in Starfleet to give command and have respect given to her. Like I don't think I
Mhm.
ever saw her not being shown respect in a way or being not taken seriously. Even when they felt like she may have been betraying them, they still
Right.
was like,
Mm-hmm.
let's be careful just in case. Like that would have never happened. Like, it feels like it wouldn't have happened in real life. I just looked up to her so much watching her as a preteen. I'm glad I had her as an example. I'm glad I had her being with one of the greatest humans in the universe as her romantic partner. Like he
Yes.
cooked for her. Like when she couldn't cook, he was like, it's okay. I still love you. Like this is not a big deal. We just gonna get the smoke out here. Like
I mean I love that analogy about her, that example that she gave you, because one thing that I love about her character is that when he tried to protect her when they had gotten married, and he was like, no, 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 you're going to take a vacation, and he worked it with the Bajorans behind her back. She said, oh no, you need to fix this. She's captain, like you said, she's a captain, she's in charge, and she supported him, but she didn't allow him to manipulate her career. Like she stood on her own. And they worked so well together. I think they had really good chemistry for sure. Sarah, talk to me about the Benjamin Cassidy love.
I never really liked her, and so I'm not the one
Oh,
that I still remember that when we talked about this before. I'm not a Cassidy fan. I know you guys love her, but like sometimes there's a a line in the sand that you just don't cross, and
He
to
had it
me
bad
that
though,
was
Sarah.
that,
He had it bad.
huh?
He had it bad. He couldn't get away.
Yeah, I know he did, but he had it bad for his wife too, his first wife, and he just I don't know. I'm not the one because
but why don't you like her? That's what I don't
I
understand.
because she rubbed me the wrong way. She just it was I mean she's
Is
doing
it
things for
because
her
she
very
was rubbing on Benjamin Cisco?
It wasn't your
no
typical
because
love
I don't
story.
care about that. It's just that you're supposed to have principles and morals, and like to me it almost felt like she put his job in jeopardy by what she was doing. Does
Oh
that
yeah,
make
the
sense?
Maquis thing. The Maquis
Yeah,
thing. Yeah.
Hmm.
and that's I just I didn't like that. Um,
Oh, watch it now.
well, that I'm allowed to have a different
She
opinion.
is. She is.
Absolutely.
And I mean,
Absolutely.
it worked out okay in the end, but like for the
I
longest
mean,
time, she just didn't.
I
Yeah,
didn't care for that storyline. I felt like they could have done it a different way so that she didn't look like she was knowingly betraying him. Because
that's
right.
she
what
truly
that's kind
was.
of what
mm,
because
Mhm.
that's what rubbed me wrong is that it's like I know that you're in a position of power, and I'm still gonna do what I do, even though I love you. Like I'm not gonna have any qualms about thinking about doing what I'm gonna do. I'm just going to do whatever the fuck I want. That that kind of mm,
Yeah.
uh,
Mhm.
that's
I can see your point. I can see your point for sure.
that's
Yeah.
For
like
sure.
I mean, because if you're if and because she already knew that was going on before she got with him, so like it makes me wonder like. did she get with him to better herself in that, and then is, like to protect herself in her side thing, and like, is it ever really real? It's just the whole thing just gives me that. So that's, sorry, I'm not a fan of hers. Anyways,
It's
sorry.
okay. We do
I
not
mean,
have to have the same opinion.
follow.
Go ahead, Tiff.
I can follow that logic, though, Sarah. I'm not gonna say I'm not a fan of her particularly. I just don't think this was my favorite like black love story. Yes, I love that he was an absolute simp for her. He loved that woman down
Yeah.
bad. Like Mel said, he was cooking. He built a house. He
Yeah.
proposed in the most beautiful way. She betrayed him. He took her back. Like, he didn't care. He didn't give a damn what nobody had to say. That was his woman.
Yeah.
But I guess I didn't like that at the end she was left without him. I
didn't like that either.
Yeah, it felt unfinished, and then we never see him again in any series. Even like, I mean, I know they really didn't have a place in Picard, but I think she had like a small little cameo or something, right? A company she owned or something like that. I can't remember, but I just felt unfinished to me. So it wasn't like it doesn't, when I think of their story, yes, it's black love. I don't think of it as something to aspire to. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
So,
although we should all aspire to find someone like Benjamin Sisko.
Yes. Their dynamic was wrong, but he was right. Okay.
Yeah. And to speak on that, there are 2 books out there. Okay. One that tells the story of him coming back from one that comes where he comes back before she gives birth. And the other book tells the story of the perspective that he never comes back.
Oh gosh.
When we do our episode eventually on Starfleet Academy, I'm gonna bring those books to everyone's attentions with names and everything. But there are 2 stories out there. Okay, 2 canon Star Trek books out there with 2 different storylines for him. So there are 2 of them. So he does get to come back in one of the books. And in the other one he doesn't. Which I'm with you. I didn't care for the fact that she was kind of left with a child and his son, just because that's not his character. He wouldn't have agreed to that. And I don't think that what we had learned about the prophets throughout Deep Space Nine, they would have forced the issue. If he would have said no, then that's what didn't fit. It didn't fit with his personality. Yeah. To me. Yeah. You know?
That he went for milk in the heavens and never came back.
Oh, can you imagine that, girl? I agree. Yes, absolutely. Sorry. Absolutely. But we're gonna go on to our next one.
A baby daddy indeed.
Booker and Michael Burnham. The man is fine. She's fine. Yes. I'm like, what? What's happening? Yeah. Okay. You know what? We're gonna start with Tiffany because clearly she's excited.
Okay. So everything to love about them. My biggest anger point in the last season of Discovery was even like the season before that. When we first were introduced to Booker, I loved that she was getting a black love interest. I knew immediately that their chemistry was perfect and they were going to be love interests. And I was so excited. But then they go to skip a whole year of their relationship and only just keep referencing back to it. I need it all. I need the love story. I want to see when they fall in love, because then when we get back to them, it's like they already have a relationship that we don't know about. You know, they have the kiss on the elevator and Linus is there and he's trying to work his little transponder thing or whatever. And then he leaves and she's like, oh, we're not going to kiss. He kisses her. It's perfect. But where's that missing time? We need the full story. God damn it. I want it all. I want to see him look into her eyes and her say, we can't do this. I'm just trying to find my crew. And him say, I'm your crew. You know, something like that.
Yes, I'm your crew, boo.
I'll
be your crew, boo.
What's the cat name? Whatever the cat. Me and the cat.
Grudge.
Yes,
Grudge.
we
Grudge.
your crew.
Yeah.
Crew of 3, baby. You don't need.
Mhm.
You could be the captain here, baby. I don't care.
Listen, if either
You
one
know.
of them would have said, "Come and be my crew," I would have been like, "All right,
That's what
we're
I'm
good."
saying. I feel like that's a Booker thing to say though. So we could have got that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm like.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We missed some steps. I loved
Mhm.
them
But
though.
their chemistry was undeniable.
Undeniable. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The
yes.
way he supported her was
And the way
chef's
they wrote their
kiss.
storylines to feed into each other, like even when he had to
Mhm.
go back to Quajon and all of that stuff. I don't want to take all the points, but when he had to go back and do all of that, like it fed into their growth as individuals, which equaled them being able to be together, in the finale and how things ended, with them actually being married. I could go on and on. Somebody else.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
and they had a son, and
Yes,
they
who's
just
also
had
a
this
captain.
beautiful. I know. I
Yeah.
was like, oh my
It's too
goodness.
perfect. It's too
Yes,
perfect.
too perfect. Too perfect. Mel, what do you think of Booker and Michael Burnham?
I love the respect they have for each other. Like that's
Yeah.
the thing that stood out the most
Yes.
because like no gender roles, but
Mhm.
they were
Yeah.
still like he's still very much masculine. He's like the ideal positive masculinity. And after I get out over thinking of Mr. London from the Flash, um, he I'm like, okay, that's Book. That's Michael's
Right,
dude.
right.
And
They put him in
it
this role.
also he also kind of showed more how she grew because we like she's more Vulcan at the beginning, and then like throughout the seasons, she gets more and more human and more grow into who she is. And being with him just brought that out even more. Like it's kind of being forced out when you see them first meet, and then when you skip to them already being in a relationship, she's like fully just her, and I
Mhm.
love that she could just be her. A lot of times we see examples of relationships where people have to change or be something in order to be in a relationship. Like, why didn't your relationship work out? Because you didn't do blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, they just work together because they just love
Yeah,
each other and
yeah,
respect
yeah.
each other.
I agree. I agree.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. I mean, I love that support that he gave her. And you're absolutely right. That support he gave her was beautiful because she was in a position of authority over him, even though he
Mhm.
wasn't technically crew, he was
Mhm.
there,
Hmm.
Yeah.
and I thought that his support and his kindness was absolutely amazing. So Sarah, have you seen Discovery? Do you know their
Yes, I
relationship?
watched all of Discovery. Yes. Quit giving me grief. If it's Star Trek, I've seen it, but yeah,
She's like, we know
No
how
grief,
behind you
no
are, Sarah, on
grief.
your list.
I know, I
No
know.
grief.
But no,
We love you. We love
I
you.
like their
We do.
dynamic because in that year that we lost that Tiffany wants is also her getting caught up to the new time and like finding out what
Yeah.
the new normal is,
Yeah.
and not only that, but helping her adapt to this new, timeline basically.
Yeah.
She moved forward and like she was a fish out of water, seriously. So he helped her survive instead of just like kick rocks, I'll see you later. And that's
Yeah.
I did like that, and like Tiffany, I would have liked to see that the way that they built their relationship. But he did respect her, and he tried not to put her in hard positions. Like if he was going to do something
Yeah.
shady, he made sure that like he
Yeah.
left and it wasn't associated with
Right.
someone. Yeah.
She was
Um.
always like, where's my man? Has anybody seen my
For
man? And then she
reals.
found out
For
he was off doing
reals.
some shady stuff.
Yeah. Like,
Mhm.
where's my man at?
Has
Oh
Wait a
hell, he's
minute.
gone then.
Wait. I just realized something. Why did they make the two most beautiful black couples partners do shady stuff?
right?
Because
I just
that's how they do stuff.
what?
I mean,
That's how
What?
a couple's dynamic is. They gotta have
yeah.
one that's like a off the books,
One's
Rose,
straight
and
laced,
then
but
she's very very by the book. Well, she does her Michael off book stuff, but she's very for the system.
yeah. Well, and I
Kind of
mean, because she's already
Exactly.
been there. she's already been there and been
Done the
punished
rogue
by the
thing.
system.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she's already done her rebellious
Right.
phase,
Right.
and now she's gonna
But
follow the rules and do what she's supposed to be doing.
she instantly trusted him, and you can tell just the way their dynamic shifted because she had to, like you said, she was in the timeline, but she instantly trusted him to take her where she needed to go, to get her where she needed to be. She told him
Yeah.
about, I'm sure that she was, I'm from the past. I need to find my crew. Will you help
Yeah.
me, boo? And he was like, girl, you cute. Yes. Say
That's
less.
why he did it. Because what kind of story would that be? Ain't nobody in their right mind believing that story. Let's be real. That was some story. Some person comes up to you, Mel, and says, I'm from the future, the past, and I gotta find my crew. You're gonna be like, excuse me? Who wrote that
Lady
story?
crazy. This lady's crazy.
That's what I would
Gorgeous,
think.
but crazy.
Yeah.
Like, she's a beautiful, insane lady. All right, I'll ride along with you.
Exactly.
He's used to crazy stuff. Like he does
Right,
all that
right.
shady stuff. So he's like, this sounds shady. That's like in his.
Oh, sorry. No,
Yeah.
we're not going there yet. Technical difficulties. We got too excited over Black Love here.
Right.
But yes, all this shady stuff, and you would think that he would be like, "You what?" And like when she didn't understand about the burn and she didn't know about it, he looked at her like, "Oh, she's crazy. Oh, let me help her because she's crazy
She
and
been locked up for
fine."
a while. She escaped.
Yes.
Yeah.
She don't know current events.
Yeah, I would have called the police. Let them help
Well,
you. What?
and I think part of that too was that she showed up with all this ancient tech that
Yeah.
he knew because he ran
He did shady
shady
stuff.
shit. Yeah, because he did his shady stuff. So he probably traded in antiques, so he knew what they were, but they're in like pristine condition, so they're not like been sitting around for all
So
that
it's more
time.
believable.
They're,
Right.
yeah, it's like she's got evidence to actually back her up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But before we move on to the next couple, anyone has any last words for the Booker and Michael? Loves
My
them.
heart.
I should add
I
that
know.
they when they had that conflict where they're both going against each other to get to the alien that didn't recognize them as living things, they still showed so much respect for each other, even though they were on different sides. And that
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I love that they could have that conflict in that way. Because usually when lovers have the conflicts, it's like can't have anything to do with you. I don't trust you. Blah blah blah. But they still she
Yeah.
understood why he was doing that,
Yeah.
and he's
Yeah.
like, I know why she's trying to stop me, but without actually getting together to actually discuss it, because
Yeah,
obviously he's in pain, so he's not thinking like
he
he's
lost his whole planet.
yeah,
And
like,
everybody he's ever known. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it shows that they recognize what trauma does to a person,
Yes.
and that was just so nice.
Yeah. The writers did good with that one. I like that.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
absolutely. Absolutely. They did I love the fact that they ended up together. Like I was really concerned they would break him up or something, or
Right.
kill one of them, or kill him off. Like I didn't think they would kill her off, but I'm like, they probably gonna kill him off or something. I was like, don't kill him off, please. I was like at the edge of my
It's
seat
always
because
a risk.
there's always a risk, right? And what I like, what I thought really solidified their relationship was when his planet was destroyed and they came together,
Mm-hmm.
and he was in pain and he needed that space, but she was still there and she was still present and she really supported him through it all. And I felt like that really showed a lot of the maturity in their relationship.
Yeah.
And I thought that that was beautiful because sometimes when you go through some heartache, you need a little space. You need someone to be there for you, but to provide you the space you need to grieve. And he was in deep grief. It- and I felt like the writers knew how to write that storyline and really well for them.
I agree.
But let us move on to the next one. Ooh, yes.
Luke Cage. Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
give me some Luke Cage any day, anytime, anywhere.
I
What's
love
happening?
that Claire. I love that Claire is not like this like damsel in distress. Yes, he's a super strong
Hmm.
man and he's invulnerable, but she's not like save me, Luke. She's like, no, I'm an active and capable woman. I'm a nurse. I have my own stuff going on. I like you. What's up? We're just two regular adults. I don't see you as a superhero.
Exactly.
We're just two regular
Exactly.
people. But it was
And
very
that's
it's
good
so
because
romantic.
sometimes it's great to see the people that are in our lives for all of the things that they do,
Yeah.
but at the same time to see them as regular people. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
you're a regular person doing great things.
And
And
he
I think
valued
that
her
that's
opinion.
yeah. And that's amazing because he doesn't have to, like, he's super
Right.
strong. He's a superhero.
Right.
I
Right.
would.
Right.
But he's humble. He is from the first episode I ever saw. I was like, is he really a superhero? What's happening here? Like,
Right.
he's so humble. But then when his strength comes out, you're like, oh, I see it. You a superhero for sure.
Yes, yes. I
Yeah.
know. I fell in love with him
Hmm.
on the Jessica Jones series, which came out before this one.
Oh
And
yeah.
Yeah.
so when they were like he's gonna get his own show, I'm like, please let his love interest be a black lady. I know from the comics she's like Latina, just like she is in here,
Yes.
like a Afro Latina. But I'm like,
Yeah.
please let her not be. Please let them not turn her into a white woman. Please,
Yes.
no offense
Yes.
to the white woman, but I just wanted him to find something after his whole thing with Jessica. I wanted him to find something more that could be more for him, for his
Yes.
Yeah.
community. He was, living in Harlem. I
Yes.
wanted something more for him,
Yes. And
and
there was there's and to clarify, nobody here in this panel thinks there's anything wrong with the mix.
we do
You
not.
want to
We
mix
do
No.
it
not.
up, mix it up.
We do
We
not.
like
Yeah.
to mix it up
I mean,
too.
technically, there's
Mix it
still mixed
up.
up, because she's Rosario Dawson. But at the
But
end of the
she's Afro
day,
Latina, so can you get away with it? I say yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
He
here's
wanted a
the
girl.
thing.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
sometimes you just want to see brown on brown, black on
Hmm.
black love. You
Yeah.
want to see something good within your own community.
Yes. Who can relate to you on a ground
Yes.
level? Yeah, yeah. I
Yes,
agree.
Well, and
absolutely.
what I appreciated about this show is that, Disney and other Hollywood has, like you said, a tradition of whitewashing stuff. But like this one, they didn't. They left
Mm-mm.
it the way it was,
Yeah.
and I appreciated that. I really enjoyed it because well, I mean, I watched them
Yeah.
all in order, and I
Yeah.
mean, I struggled at first getting into Luke Cage because I'm like, God, this is a lot. And then, I mean, think about it. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
anything about the culture or anything. It's just like,
Yeah.
okay. So I start watching it. It's like, okay, this is a lot. But then I got into it and it was like, okay. And I understand what's going on now. And I understand, all the people and, he's trying to just protect the neighborhood. And that's what
Hmm.
his stick is. That's what he wants to do. And it was nice.
Yeah.
Like, because like after Jessica, she was all over the goddamn.
You like I was gonna say, you said you had a hard time getting to this one. Me and Jessica went back and forth so many times. I was like,
Yeah, well, it's like I knew she was well, maybe because I have a history and addiction, like I could recognize that in her, and
okay,
that's why
yeah.
she's a hot mess. And I mean, she's drinking, and because she's a superhero, she's got to, because she's got to drink more. So then she's like always plastered to kind of like numb the pain, and
But
it's
he
like,
was being
oh
a good
God,
man. He was a good
Y-
man, and we knew it.
yes,
He was a good
yes,
man to her, even when she was a junkie. He loved her.
yes, yes,
But
and but I'm glad that they moved on to Claire because I like Claire.
yes, Lord, love after addiction.
Yes.
Lord.
Yes. So Mel, do you watch the show? Do
I
you know the
I at one
couple?
I once watched all of them, all of the show indie series.
Mm-hmm.
It
The
was a few years
Defenders.
ago. It was quite a
Mm-hmm.
few years ago. Yeah, the Defenders.
Yeah.
It was a few years ago. But I really enjoyed how they kind of paralleled each other, but also
Hmm.
matched each other. Like
Yeah.
she's technically in video games or maybe in gaming terms, kind of squishy. Like she doesn't have any powers or anything, but she's a healer.
Squishy.
Technically,
She's
she's
squishy.
a
Yes.
I
Right.
healer.
like that.
Right.
So, and he doesn't need healing. So she
Yes.
is to be at rest with him. She doesn't have to work with him. Like they
Mm-hmm.
they can just be who they are together.
Yeah.
And I think that's so comforting. As also an Afro Latina woman, that like we are expected to take care of everybody all the time. The
Mm-hmm.
greatest, the a majority of educated women of color are nurses and teachers,
Mm-hmm.
and like because it's just noble for us to be seen as people who take care of other people,
Yeah.
and to see her not be with someone where she loves taking care of people but she doesn't have to with
Mm-hmm.
him. And
Exactly.
they have that, like he doesn't have to take care of her either, even though it's his place to take care of people and protect people. Like
Yeah.
she's good. So it's again that mutual respect that I love to see in relationships, especially relationships of color, because sometimes we don't get to see that in other media. I did not always see that.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I agree.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I agree. I
Yes.
like the tropes that they
Yes.
use in this. I
Mm-hmm.
like the slow burn romance. I like, that he liked her and she was like, I don't want to tell you I like you. She was like, I like you too. I like that whole
Mm-hmm.
dynamic. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm with Mel. He never treated her less than. She was never like a
Yeah.
sidekick. She was she
Yes.
was she was she was his girl. Even before he said she
Yeah.
was his girl, she was his girl. Hmm.
Have you noticed a theme so far? And that's a theme I like, and I think it's a theme we need to put out there.
Okay.
They have created the three men that we have seen, Booker, Cisco, Luke. They have created a positive image for the black man. Because I
Yes.
don't know about you, but I'm
Yes.
tired of seeing the deadbeat that sells the drugs. Like,
Or the
there's so
criminal.
many
The
good men, the
right.
criminal, yeah. There's so
Yeah.
many good men out there that are black men. There are good men in all cultures, but we are talking about Black History Month, so let's
Right.
keep it black. There are good black men out there, and let's keep it black. And there are good black men out there, and they're not being showcased in
Highlighted.
the way
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
they should be. They're not highlighted the way they should be. And these characters are popular. These characters are legendary, and yet they're excellent.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Can it be done? Yes.
Yeah.
That's
All
an example
righty.
of it. And there's only three. So let's
Mm-hmm.
go on to our next one. Ooh, now I couldn't get a better image of
Okay.
him. So this is what I was able to find. Forgive me. But Atticus and Letitia, let's talk about Lovecraft County. I love this actress, but I have not yet seen this.
Okay.
So,
I haven't
Okay.
uh,
either. So
So
I'm out.
okay. So I
so
won't
we're
spoil
gonna
it.
start with Tiffany. We're gonna start with
Me and Mel
Tiffany.
have seen it.
Take it
So
Yeah.
away.
I'll tell you that their love story is unconventional in a way that they were childhood friends who she lost her virginity to him, so they had that connecting them. But when he, reemerged onto the scenes, they had feelings for each other, but they never, from my recollection, Mel, correct me if I'm wrong, ever really said like, I love you, I want to be with you. It was always an unspoken love.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
because
was kind of
they
like
had a
out
kid
with
that he didn't know about. It was so many different levels to their love story where it was love, and he also loved her like I don't want to say like a sister because definitely wasn't like a sister, but he respected her in a way where he was protecting her from everything that was happening, like everything that went wrong in the show. He was there with her because, in my opinion, he loved her, but she couldn't say I love you to him. So I feel like that's
I can
another trope.
understand that though. I
Yeah,
mean,
they
she's
had
in
a
a position
past.
that makes her vulnerable. That makes
Yeah,
her vulnerable in a way she
yeah,
wasn't ready to be vulnerable. Maybe that's
yeah,
Yeah.
where she was at.
yeah.
But Mel, you saw Lovecraft Country, right?
yes.
So I
I
don't want to
thought
give
like
too much away.
her character was very not stable, and she kind of knows it. She didn't consider herself loyal, and that would give away something in the story. It's just as far
Right.
as like being a part of the community and the family, which was huge in that community because they were showing like the black side and the white side of the city, and how the black side were all coming together and everybody knew each other. And she kind of didn't feel fully a part of that for whatever reason. And so
Hmm.
that included him because he was a part of that community. And but she had that feeling for him that kind of pulled her into that community, even though she
Yeah.
didn't feel like she fully belonged there because of things that have happened in the past that's not in the story. and
Exactly. That's in what do you think of him as a character?
he he's a muscular nerd,
Thank
so
you. I was gonna say.
I love a fit nerd. Just the way that he like gathering information and remembering things and reading books and especially fantasy and exploring things. He always had to have his hands on some type of new information where he almost felt like he wasn't doing anything, which is so very relatable. Which was a great example for a mentality of a man. I would like to see more black men being shown as people who love to learn, love to read.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
It goes along
Listen.
that positive stereotype
Yeah.
that that
Yes.
Nita was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I actually personally know this actor. He went to high school with me. Like,
No.
yes, yes, yes.
Is he a nerd? What can you tell us?
He was all, I mean, I don't wanna tell his business. He was just like a theater nerd. He loved to be in the theater and all the plays and
Oh,
all of that. So
awesome.
acting was, his thing. But yeah, I did. I went to high school with him.
It must be nice to see someone succeed like that.
Yeah, yeah, it
Mhm.
is.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
this show was
That's
amazing. You
wonderful.
guys have to watch this. We obviously don't
Yes.
want to give too much away if you guys haven't seen it because
Thank you.
eventually things come to a head, but I don't want to say anything.
Ooh, ooh, okay, now let's go on to the next one. Oh, Finn and Jana. Who wants to start with Finn and Jana? Our resident Star Wars expert, Tiffany. Oh, okay, Mel. Okay,
I
Mel,
was gonna
you
say,
go.
let
You
Mel start. I've
started.
been starting.
But
Oh no,
Mel
I don't.
came out with the doll. Show it, show
He's a
know.
Finn stan.
it. But your doll makes him look angry. I don't know about that.
Because he got things to resolve.
For
Yeah.
real.
Mm-hmm.
Go
So
ahead.
go ahead, Mel. Take it away.
Oh, I have not seen this in a while. It's been I saw it once, and it stood out to me that we saw them. I
Right. I was gonna say
they
the same thing, even though obviously I love Finn's character. I don't
Mhm.
really nothing is coming sticking out to me as far as their love story. It's not sticking
But
out to
I
me.
mean, could it just be because of the
All the things
environment
that were
they're
happening.
in and
I was
all
gonna
the
say
things
all
that
the
were
things that were happening
happening?
in the movie. Yeah, probably.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
Probably.
yeah. And sometimes, it makes it hard to see the romance in it,
Star Wars is
right?
not good with romance.
No.
They ain't good with romance. As Kylo
yeah.
Ren, they're
That's
no
what I
good
was
with a
Yeah.
like.
romantic
The
or a romantic arc.
But I tried. I just wanted to balance it because then y'all accused me of not bringing Star Wars in.
No, we need to talk
Oh
about
no.
this because it's important to talk about that they placed her in here. JJ Abrams himself even said that he wanted to do more romantic stuff and they wanted to add somebody to play off of Finn to give him more of a, character arc. But
Yeah,
they didn't do it, wasn't memorable. They just were like,
No.
here damn. They gave him a here damn love interest. And
Well,
so
exactly.
we need to talk about
I
that too. That's important.
yeah. Well, it's like because I
They
really
could have
thought
done better.
I really thought they had like a good love triangle kind of going with Poe and Ray and him. Like they had
Right.
this
I think
thing
they could have
going
played
on.
into that, but we always
And they
knew,
should have played that, but then it was
yeah,
like, oh, too many people are complaining that it's too woke. So here, like you said, here, damn, have a girl. And
have a
it's
black
like,
girl. Here you go. Right.
yeah, and it's I mean, she and her people, I guess, they were scooped up and then got left or whatever, or they ran away. I don't remember what it was, but
Right. Right.
they
And
were
she
scooped
chose to
like
stay.
he
Right.
was because like I remember that the Empire was harvesting kids from everywhere because they weren't using the clone troopers anymore. So they
Right.
were just taking all the kids from all these planets, and sometimes they got where they were, and sometimes they ran away, and or they got left behind or whatever. Um, but she could have had a whole arc there if they'd explored it, but like it was just
Yeah.
kind of like you said, it was like, here, shove her in there, and now you have an army of all of these kids, and that weren't.
But
I
the
It was just kind of
actor,
like slapped, like you said,
right?
that's the perfect term for it, here, damn, because
Yeah,
it's like,
that's a
what?
thing in with black love stories in white properties. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like,
so that's why
oh
I said it's
god.
important that we talk about it. So I'm glad you didn't include it. The actor
Yeah,
John Boyega,
Yeah.
he tweeted about it several times after this, and he wanted to convince J.J. Abrams to let him have romantic interests. He was like,
yeah,
let us explore this," and he was like, "It's not really worth our time. It's not.
yeah.
We don't have the time.
Yeah.
We
Because
have all this.
it's not enough, and
We
not
got all
enough
this other
people will
random
be
stuff happening
interested.
in the background."
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
too much else
Yeah.
going on.
but Star Wars is not
Mhm.
known for their good ties in romance. There's always some kind
Right,
of, you know,
That, yeah,
bullshit
they
going
it's
never
on.
weird.
they can
It's
never be
always
happy.
weird.
They can never be
It's
Yeah.
always
happy.
some sort
Anakin
of
and
weird
Padme, Luke,
entanglement,
I mean,
right?
Han and Leia,
That was just
Kylo.
creepy.
They can never be happy. No one can be
Yeah,
happy in this universe.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. It
Exactly.
makes sense that their thing didn't make sense because nobody's relationships in this make any sense.
You're not getting
right.
In
relationships,
all of
basically.
Star Wars,
Yeah.
no
There's no
relationships make
relationships
any sense.
between
They're
romance or parental
not
or like the only
or
relationship that makes sense
protege
are between
or
friends.
Well, and
everything has
then
to be
It's a
everything
friendship
has to be a
story.
drama.
yeah,
Yeah. It's like
but
everything
then
has to be
also
a
that
tragedy.
may be.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mel. I was just saying maybe that is an analogy for how things do happen in a war, though, because you don't really have time
Yeah.
for all that
They're
stuff.
all
Because I mean, you're fighting to survive. Do you really have time for all this stuff? But like, you need to make time for it, or what's the point of surviving?
But yeah, but
Kind of,
I'm glad you put them in there as a
Yay.
balancing. A balancing. Good job, Nita.
Yes.
I was ready.
That
When I
wasn't
saw
my
their name
point,
on
though.
your
I
list, I
won't
was
take
like,
credit for that.
he was like, it was an accident.
No, I mean, I wanted to do a Star Wars, so I don't get attacked by Star Wars super fans
Well,
saying that I didn't.
one day
You know,
we'll have an interesting love story from a Star Wars property.
I hope
You know,
so.
maybe
So let's
Ahsoka,
go
maybe they'll give
on.
Ahsoka a love interest in the next season. We don't know.
That would
Yeah,
be
maybe.
awesome.
Get Mora
Black
Talkie.
Lightning, Jefferson and Lynn. Who wants to
Yes,
start with this? Who wants to start with this?
I can if nobody
Go
else
ahead.
saw the show.
Go ahead.
Anybody
Go
else seen?
ahead. Do
Has
it.
anybody else seen this? Black
Yes.
Yeah.
Lightning. Okay, so
I
Hmm.
have
obviously,
not, so it's
they
okay.
start off the series as divorced, but the energy is undeniable. You can feel it. He's like, nah, I still love that woman. And she's Dr. Lynn, and she's this powerful woman. And she's like, she doesn't agree with his lifestyle of fighting crime. She doesn't want the Black Lightning life. She wants to leave that behind and just focus on their kids. But then everything starts happening and she gets pulled right back in to the whole Black Lightning of it all. And Black Lightning is.
He sure is.
Lightning has struck. But yeah, but
Mhm.
I think I love the dynamic that they had in the beginning where it was just like co-parenting, but there was something there. Obviously, he still had love for her, and it seemed like she had love for him, but she just couldn't center her life around the crime fighting and all the drama and the danger that came with his life, his second life, outside of, I think he was a principal, outside of being a principal administrator, whatever he was at the school, with being Black Lightning. She wanted him to just be Jefferson, and he was like, I gotta fight crime, baby.
Yeah. I love the fact that they chose an actress that Black women can see themselves in.
She that girl.
They didn't try to straighten her hair, give her bouncy long hair. I like the bouncy
Which is
long
a
hair,
big
but they
thing.
didn't give it to her. That they made her so beautifully natural and real, and they brought this beautifully natural woman to play this part
Yeah,
and to be his true love.
right. And she's smart. She's a
Yes,
neuroscientist. Like
yes,
she's that girl.
Yeah.
yes. She's brilliant. Yes, Mel, did you watch Black Lightning?
I did. And to piggyback on what Tiffany said, her wanting to focus on being a parent and not being into danger, her
Mm-hmm.
kids growing their powers kind of was like, well, if I'm gonna focus on my kids, I guess now I really do have to focus on the power thing.
Guess let me get my man.
Like, and it kind of brought them all together,
Mhm.
and they need, like, she was such a huge support for them. They can't do what they do without her,
Yeah.
especially since they can't trust any other doctors.
Yeah. Right. Right. Right.
I
But
love the fact that she's not just a doctor, she's a neurosurgeon.
She's a girl.
That's
mhm,
She's
up
a
there.
girl.
She's
She's
up
like,
there.
I can make it. I can do whatever we need to do. She's like,
yeah,
Hmm.
I know how the brain work. I know how this do this. Like she had it all.
Hmm.
She was his, you know how they all the superheroes always have like a man in the chair to help steer them where they're going. You know,
yeah,
she was his man in the chair.
Yeah,
mhm,
She was his woman.
absolutely.
I loved it.
The
That woman
woman
was,
behind the
Absolutely.
man.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yes.
beside the man.
Yeah.
Beside, I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
she was more beside him.
Yes.
Even though she appeared not to be because she didn't want to be fully involved,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
her
yeah, yeah.
heart was involved. When you love
mhm,
someone, your heart is involved. And there's no stopping that. That's a
Yeah.
natural reaction to being in love with someone, you know?
mhm.
But let's go on to our next love.
Yes.
Yes.
The pinnacle.
My, yes. Can I get me a king, please?
Yes, the pinnacle.
Oh, yes. I
Yes.
mean, rest his soul. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
What a beautiful actor. What a beautiful portrayal of this character, T'Challa and Nakia in Wakanda. And she was brilliant and strong and beautiful, and she was not intimidated or influenced by his
No,
title.
she was not.
She knew she was worth being with him. And I love that about her.
Hmm.
We all
Mhm.
need to feel
She would
worth
have
being
been
with.
the warrior queen that we needed in Wakanda.
Hmm.
She would have been a perfect warrior queen for him
Yes.
because
Yes.
she knew
Yeah.
her worth as a fighter.
Yeah.
She knew her worth as a spy master. She knew her worth as a woman. She knew her worth, and in the end, you know, not to
Hmm.
spoil. I hope y'all already seen Wakanda Forever as a
Come
mother.
on now.
At this point, you know, she knew her worth as a mother. She knew that what
Hmm.
she brought to him, and she wouldn't even listen to him when he was trying to tell her, "Don't do this, don't do that, don't do that." She was like,
Hmm.
"I hear what you're saying, but at the end of the day, I rule me, baby."
Hmm. I love that though about her because
Yeah,
she reminded me of his mother.
yeah,
That if he had survived, if the actor had survived, they would have been able to make him king and make her queen. Because I think that that's probably the direction it was going to go.
right.
Um, if they would have killed his character off, she would have been able to step to the plate the way his mother stepped to the plate
Mm-hmm,
when the king
mm-hmm.
died.
Yeah,
You could tell that she didn't have to step up to that plate. That woman was in the plate from the beginning. Like she was, and she was in control, and she knew how to manage Wakanda. And I think her character, Nakia's character, would have been excellent at being able to do that. I
yeah,
think that she could have been what his mother was to his father, she could have been that to him. And it's just sad that it couldn't go there, you
yeah.
know? Sarah, I know watched Wakanda Forever.
Yes, I have watched it. Um,
You
no,
have to tell.
I like their relationship. I like that she also didn't put up with his shit.
Right.
She's like, "You're the king, so what? You still have to woo me. You can't just like tell me
Mhm.
that we're doing this. You need to
Mm-hmm.
ask, and I think maybe he respected her more for that because, when you're in a position of power and you're a male, usually women are throwing themselves at you. And
Mhm.
that they had this relationship before he ascended, and then, you know what I mean, that before he came
Right,
into
right, right.
Yes.
his whatever, and that she still didn't put up with his shit. That
Yeah,
was,
No,
and
she
that
didn't.
was real. Well, that was
yeah.
real. She's
Because
like,
she loved
Yeah.
yeah,
him
okay.
underneath him being king, not just because
Yeah,
he
it
was king,
not
because he
because
was
of that.
T'Challa.
Yeah, she
Right,
wasn't
Mhm.
chasing the throne. She
right,
was
right,
and she wasn't even chasing him. It's like, you want me, you need to come get me. But
right. Yeah. She was like, I love
don't,
you, but I'm about to do what I gotta do, babes.
yeah.
Unfortunately, I gotta do what I gotta do.
Well, and
Yeah.
I like that. how their story ended. I didn't like, obviously that he died, but I mean, I think they did
They
that
did the
well,
best they
how they
could.
honored
I
him.
think yes, they honored him
Um,
really well for sure.
but the way that their story continued, I appreciated that because I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure
Hmm.
everybody's seen it by now, but
Mm-hmm.
hopefully, um,
What you
I
doing
I
with your
did.
life?
If you haven't, right?
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it when it came out. Um,
Yeah.
there's on a side note, that wasn't, in the comics, that wasn't his only relationship. Did you know that he was married to Storm in the
Yep, I
comics?
was gonna say.
Yeah,
I
and
was
Yes.
gonna
then that
say.
that storyline went away, and then they did this weird annulment thing, and then like
Yeah,
pretending like it never happened. I'm
yeah.
like, wait a minute, because that makes her, she was a powerful queen of Wakanda. I mean,
She
she was
and she
amazing.
she's already a goddess in her own right.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they
Exactly.
made her queen,
We'll
and
save her for Women's History Month.
there you go.
Absolutely. So, Mel, what do you think of this beautiful couple?
Oh, I love Nakia so much that I didn't mind that I went in mad that Storm couldn't be a part of it, and I
Right,
understand why he could. 'Cause I was
right,
introduced to Black Panther through the Oruru comics where they
right,
get married
right.
Hmm.
and where they meet when they were teenagers. That book had
Yes.
me crying. But
Yeah,
so going into it as an adult, seeing him with someone else, it was like I wanted to be mad, but it was like she's so cool though, and I'm
yeah,
like, okay, if anyone was going to replace Ururu, she can do it. Um,
Yes.
and also like a lot of her character was just a personification of some of the cultures in West Africa, where the
hmm,
bloodline follows the women. So it's not that the man is someone to be looked up to and try to be one, or you need to be that prize for them. She's like, I am this. Like, if you want it, you need to. Like, that was so representative.
right.
It did a really good job of representing the
Yes.
culture, even in
Hmm.
just the relationships in the
Yes.
Yeah,
storylines.
I
So,
Mhm.
agree.
yeah, she was
Absolutely.
like right for the picking to be queen mother.
Yes.
Yeah,
Queen
Yes.
Mother. Yes.
Even though she wasn't,
Absolutely.
her running around didn't make her necessarily stable enough to be queen mother.
right.
Mother kind of has to be there, the mother,
Right. She was like,
and
I
but
gotta
she
do this.
did.
I gotta go.
She was an awesome mom when she did have to be a mom. But
Yeah.
when you first meet her, you don't see her as being the stable mother. You see her as being Black Panther's woman, not
Right, right, right.
necessarily T'Challa's
Well,
woman.
well, she was a spy, so I mean that was kind of her
Yeah, she was
job.
a spy
So
master. Yeah. Hmm.
yes, she was supposed to be all over the place because that was the epitome of her job. So
You
I mean,
seem to like it.
yeah,
And
yeah.
Absolutely.
what do we
Let's go
have
on to our
next?
next one. Oh, Robert Sim and Camille Sim.
Now,
I love Common. He is,
man, now,
he
now
is
listen.
difficult.
He is to hate, and you love to hate him. He was the most villainous person in this show, but at
Yes,
the
he
same time,
was.
and their love story was so crazy because it was like you could tell he loved her and wanted no harm to come to her. But then she had her ulterior motives where she was like, if I gotta step over this man to get where I'm trying to go, I might have to step over
Mhm.
this man to get where I'm trying to go. I love you,
Yes,
but I may have to step over this
but
man to get
not
where I'm trying to go.
enough to support you.
I may have because at the end of it, she's like getting more information than he's getting, and it's like there's an imbalance when you first meet them where he has the power dynamic is in his hands in their relationship, and he's running the show in the silo. And I don't want to give it away if anyone hasn't seen it, but he's pretty much in charge of a lot of things that she's not privy to, but that we're not supposed to be privy to. But he tells her everything, although she's not supposed to have clearance. He tells her everything, so she knows all the inner workings, all the secrets, but she can't do anything outwardly in public, so she's just like the little wife, you know. But then when
She's
their
got the
dynamic,
image. She's got this
right,
image going on.
right, and they have
Yeah.
a strong couple. He tells her everything. There's no secrets between them supposedly, but obviously there are. They have a child, and that just brings them closer. And I also want to think that them being in a silo, like I always think, is this a forced proximity romance, or because I'm always thinking of like a book term, like is this forced proximity or
Mhm.
is that would they have fallen in love otherwise? Like there's all these dynamics in the silo where you don't really know, is it strategic marriage? Do they really love each other? But I know that he cared about her a lot
I
and he
think
didn't
he
want her
cared
to get
about her
hurt.
more than she
Yes,
cared about
he
him.
was he was
I think
using
it
them
was
as a stepping
strategic
stone.
for
Yes.
her.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But he was down bad. He was like, nothing happened to my
Mm-hmm.
baby. I'm gonna tell her all the secrets, and you know, we are one. Nobody gonna break us. And she was like, there's a price, babes.
Yeah. Yeah.
If they
There
pay it,
definitely is.
I'm gonna go.
There definitely is.
But yeah.
So Mel, did you watch Silo?
I
Or
kind of watched Silo. I saw it at work. So some
Mhm.
things I may have missed. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
working while,
We know
so
Sarah's
didn't fully
behind.
pay attention. Uh, I thought their personalities, I felt like they saw something in each other. They saw a bit of themselves in each other, which kind of
yeah.
drew each other
Exactly.
together. But that characteristic that drew each other together
Yeah.
was somewhat toxic, and I was waiting for it to implode. Like
Yeah.
I wanted them to like just be happy with each other and be a team about it, but for that to be your thing that brings you together, it's not a team characteristic.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not something that you can do as a team
Yeah.
together. It's going to implode at some point.
Yeah.
Um, and everything in this whole situation in the silo is meant to socially and emotionally implode at some
Mm-hmm.
point.
Mm-hmm.
So
The
it
tinderbox,
works.
definitely.
It works so
Yeah.
well in
Yeah.
this. It just
Yes.
added to all those things that drew you to the story.
I agree.
Yes. And I
Yeah.
love Common. I just want to say that.
I'm telling Pedro.
Does he ever
I
propose?
know. I know. I
Let's
have
go to the
more
next
enough
one.
for them. Don't tell Pedro on me.
Because we know Sarah hasn't seen it yet, so we'll go on.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Ooh, baby! When I was looking for pictures for you for this, I was like, we getting a topless one.
yes.
I'm doing topless.
Yes.
Listen,
Let's talk about this one here.
listen.
Mhm.
Okay, has anybody not seen the new season of Foundation? I will not spoil. Okay, Sarah, you
I
ever
I
seen it?
haven't
haven't. So be
season. I
gentle.
You ever
saw
seen this
But I
season?
think
Okay,
I might
like
rush to watch. I don't
so
know.
I won't spoil it since none of you have seen the new season.
I saw it
Okay,
at
but I'll
work,
just
so I don't know what I saw.
you watching TV at work
Stop
constantly.
watching TV at work.
Look, so I'll just be real. You'll just skim over it.
Generic.
In this season, if you're not aware, they do time jumps pretty much in every season. In
Yes,
this
they
season,
do.
there's another time jump. At the end of the last season, they showed where Gail was going to be sleeping in a cryopod on and off. That's all I'll say. On and off. She's going to be sleeping in a cryopod to help them get ready for what's going to happen. So she was going to be asleep for a certain amount of years, awake for a certain amount of time, going back and forth. So during that time, she meets Pritchard and they fall in love. That's all I'll say. He is a spy for the movement that she's a part of. They both have that little, I won't spoil it, but they got their little
Mhm.
powers. They got their little powers that they're in tune with each other. And I think their relationship is so beautiful because, like I said, she's in and out of cryo sleep, and she meets him towards the end of her last few cycles. But when she first meets him, he's like a kid, I think, and then so don't look too much into that. But but when they finally come together, and you don't even the romance comes out of nowhere, honestly, for me. Like they were like meeting up, and she was like the leader, and he was talking to her, and then out of nowhere they're like kissing. I'm like, hold on. She moved on from Raish, which we'll talk about in a minute. But even
Yeah,
though it's been hundreds of years.
that's what throws me off about this show, that they do these time
The
jumps. I'm
time
like, wait,
jumps.
what
So she has
happened?
another love interest, which at the end of the season, once y'all watch it, I need you guys to tell me what you think of their relationship, because it's one way at the beginning
And
and it's
another at the
another
end.
way at the end, and it's
Okay, so let's go
dramatic.
on to that one. Let's
Yeah,
go on to that
let's go
one
to yes.
because you're talking about this.
Raish, yes. So Raish and Gail, which is the same woman from the other picture, it's the same show. They were together in the beginning of this series, of season 1. But theirs was a secret romance, and I love a secret romance. Nobody else was attuned to it. I won't spoil it. I don't want to spoil it. They end up they end up together in a very unique way, and they end up having a kid in a very unique way. That's all I will say. But their relationship was so tragic for me because not only was it a secret and they couldn't tell anybody because it would mess with the experiment, but also the way that theirs ended as well. They start off one way, and at the end, the last time we see him is the last time she sees him. And so it's just so dramatic and heartbreaking. But I love that they gave them that time to get to know each other. And the thing that comes out of their union is, what furthers the story. So watch this show, guys. Apple TV.
I do know this first season.
Okay.
I was weirded out at first, but then when I understood what was going on, I was okay with it
Yeah.
because for some reason, like when she's leaving to go to work with them,
Yeah.
I'm thinking she's like a
A
kid.
child. Right.
I think she's a child. So when they hook up and he's so much
It's
taller
kind
than
of
her,
gross.
Right.
I'm like, is
But
that
she's
a
not a
kid?
child. Right.
She's
Right.
not. She's not. And then I'm thinking, I think she's like my height, and he's like 6 foot.
Yeah.
And
She's the tiny one. Because in her culture, they were getting her ready for whatever is their next step into womanhood or adulthood or whatever it is. But she went the other way and went into the mass of it all and ended up leaving and not going into the way of her culture. So that was a whole nother dynamic. She left her culture to go into this whole new thing. And then she met a man, and that man was also into the same thing she was into, but their love was forbidden. They weren't supposed to be together because there was an equation that everybody had to fit into. But turns out she was supposed to do that. She just didn't know she was supposed to do that. But then it wasn't supposed to. Anyway, I can't get into it.
Let's go on to the next one before Tiffany
Tiffany
explodes.
spoils everything.
Right, please.
Now we're going to talk about Angela and Cal Abar from Abar. Sorry, Abar from Watchmen.
I'll let someone else know. Everybody has seen this except me. Has anybody seen this?
I love this picture with the
I struggled finding a picture that wouldn't give away the show.
Right.
Because if you haven't seen the show, I don't want to give away the reveals. Now we do know Regina King is playing Angela here, and Yahya Abdul Mateen II is playing Cal. Now, we recently saw him, of course, in Wonder Man. And, of course, we love our queen, Regina King. Now, Miss Regina, it's not a secret that she is playing a superhero adjacent character in this show. Her alias is Sister Knight. So that one is not a secret. His identity, however, is the biggest reveal of the show. So I didn't want to give it away. But I love their dynamic. Oh, wait, did anybody else want anything to say? Because I feel like I'm just running
go ahead.
Mouth to the fullest. Mel, please. Oh, you haven't seen it?
I've seen like the first 2 episodes.
Right,
and then
right.
Like,
so you have to really, when it starts off, I tell people all the time, so when it starts off, it's on HBO. When it starts off, it just feels like a police procedural with like a black ops government kind of situation, but it's layered. And then they have time jumps in this as well to show their relationship, because at the center of the story is their relationship, the lengths she's willing to go through to protect him and protect his identity, to protect what they're trying to hold together, is what really steers the whole operation. The lengths she's willing to go to for this man she fell in love with, who she wasn't supposed to fall in love with, so that's like pretty much the whole dynamic of the show. And then of course there's superhero-ness, and there's powers, and there's alien worlds and all that, but you gotta get past episode 2.
But they managed to
get to that,
to create a love story.
Yes. In the center of this is their love story, and the lengths she's willing to go through to protect him, and to protect things that he's done in his past that nobody should know about. She's trying to, everything she's doing is for her man. Okay. All right. That's
the
all
things
I have to say.
women do for their man. Let's go on to the next one before Tiffany explodes right here. Sci-Fi Queens. This is our last couple. I love this couple.
Yes.
They had the strangest dynamic. Like he wanted her and she wanted him, but at the same time, she was like, "You ain't no good."
Like, no. You're not.
Well, and then they also had that trauma together. That they had a baby and they lost the baby, and And that's true because that can drive
And then
people
he left
apart.
her. Right. And then he
Yeah,
left her.
because
He
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 couldn't
dealt with
handle
it. Yeah.
his way. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
And
Go
so
ahead,
she
Connie.
she didn't
Sorry.
like that he, the way he handled it. And so that drove them
Mhm.
apart. They still had that love for each other, but that's a thing in, I'm sure, all communities, all the different types of relationships, but especially in a area where they're living in the South, and there's this sense
And
of
that
we
time
have to
frame.
be together, right? In that time period,
Mhm.
we are supposed to be unified. You were the person I
Mhm.
chose. You are supposed to have my back. You are who holds me up. I am who holds you up.
Yes,
And he
he
left
just
her after
left.
they lost the baby, and she was left to hold herself up. And then he came back like nothing happened.
Yeah,
And she
like,
wanted to
hey,
remind him, no, you left me.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
she
there's
held
a
him.
I
there's
She
a
held him
little,
agree.
accountable.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
Yes,
played.
she
It's
did.
it's
And
played
that's what
yeah,
I
out.
liked about her, that she didn't see this fine brother come up in there and her heart didn't go pitter
I
patty.
mean,
She
she
was
couldn't
like,
resist, but
no.
she held down for as long as a good sister could. Okay.
Listen,
yes. God dang.
exactly. I'm with you. Like,
At some
but
point,
even though she gave in, she didn't give, she gave her body, not her
yeah,
heart.
yeah.
It was like, oh, he fine. I'm going to
She
get me
told him
some.
he has a
But,
chance to she
mhm,
gave him that opening. She said, you have a chance.
yeah.
She still ended up, coming with him to the spot and all of that. So she gave him the opening to show her that, that she understood that that's the way he had to deal with it. It still hurt, but she gave him an opening. And like I said, she could only hold out for so long. The man is standing there in a
It's
suit
fine.
and telling
He's
you,
fine.
listen, baby, come here. And she like, your
Yes.
body hasn't forgot me.
It's true. And it's true though. We all know that was true. I was
Yeah,
like, ooh, it's happening. It's
that's black
happening.
love right there. And that's
Yes.
that's an effect. That is an
Mhm.
effect that I fear is cultural.
I think so. I think
I
so.
fear this is cultural. And I don't know anything about the other cultures to say that they don't have this, but I fear this is a cultural moment, that
Yes.
the effect that they had
They
on
had
each
a
other
cultural moment.
was, yes.
Yes.
Hmm. Hmm.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Absolutely. And
Yes.
and it was like they wanted each other, but they were opposites at the same time. And they had this baby, and had they had the baby had survived, maybe they still would have been together for a little bit longer. But I don't
Hmm.
see how that relationship could have lasted the test of time, because at this point in the movie, they're so opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's why I don't think that it would have, because I don't think that they had the skill sets to bring opposites to make it work. See, because
Yeah.
when you're opposite, you can make it work, but you got to have that skill set in order to make it work. And I don't know that they did. I don't know these
Well,
characters
I
had the
think it
skill
was
set
in their
yet.
bones to love each other,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
Right.
she couldn't resolve the fact that he abandoned her, because like I said, in
Right.
this time period,
Hmm.
with in our culture, it was, you had to be a unit. Like, they were out to get you at every
Yeah.
turn. And
Yeah.
Well, and then
Absolutely.
he abandoned.
another dynamic that you got to think about is that he's an identical twin and they have a bond too. So when you're in a relationship like that, um, it's not just, you're not just with the man, you're with the brother, you're not with the brother, but you have to deal with that relationship too. Because it's not just
Yeah.
you and the man, it's
Another
the
set of
man and
black
the man.
love,
They
right?
have it's stronger than a
Yeah.
sibling bond because they're identicals. And
Hmm.
yeah, it makes it adds a whole other level to the all the shit going on
It was
basically.
masterfully played by both of
Yes.
them.
Yes.
Masterfully. She definitely deserves the Oscar she's nominated for.
Oh,
Masterfully
absolutely.
played by
I
both
mean,
of
the
them.
actress is
Wunmi Musaka.
so amazing.
Hmm.
She deserves so much more accolades that I think that she has,
Yeah,
because
she was
she
also in
is
Lovecraft
amazing.
Country. She's also in Lovecraft Country. So,
Mhm.
she plays
Hmm.
Lucille's best friend. That's all I'll say.
Don't be
See,
giving it
see,
all
she is
away.
wild. Her character does some wild things in that show.
I gotta watch this now.
Yes, 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 yes.
But thank you guys. Thank you, Mel, for coming on the show. Thank
Yes.
you guys for sticking with us, to watching us. This is going to be on Spotify tomorrow morning. But before we go, we are going to continue with Black History Month. Next Friday, the 20th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to talk about Black voices behind the scenes. And Joe from Captain Squadron is going to join us.
Woo-hoo.
And we're going to talk about directors and producers and showrunners and screenwriters and all the people who make these amazing shows for those of us, the people of color, who can look at them and go, oh, I recognize. I see family. I see myself. I see my children. I am seen. And these are the people who do it. And we're going to honor them and talk about them and see who's doing it right and who's not doing it so right. But that will be Friday the 20th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you guys so much. And we will see you next week. Have a lovely weekend and a great Valentine's Day. Good night, guys. Thank you for watching the Sci-Fi Queens. And be sure to support us on all our social medias. And check out our website,